Hey everybody, Scott and John here for the Autopilot on podcast. We wanted to just put out a quick kind of a Thanksgiving special. I'm going to make sure this drops on Thanksgiving Day. With this time of the year in the industry for us that work in the industry, whether you're on the 121 side or the 91 135 corporate private side, it can be pretty stressful. Because this is when the busy travel season, people get stressed out, passengers are upset, you're working over the holidays, not seeing your family. And it's real easy to get lost in the downsides of the industry this time of year. But there's a lot of positivity, and we wanted to take just a moment to give thanks on Thanksgiving for the things we appreciate about our industry. And so, John, would you want to do you want to lead us off with some of the things you're
Sure.
excited about?
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We're coming up on, I don't know, 8, 9 months doing this podcast. So the first thing I want to say I'm thankful for is meeting a crash pad back in Vegas a year and a half ago or whatever to meet Scott. Honestly, I've had such a great time getting to know him, but also doing this podcast and putting something out. I've always wanted to do a podcast, but I never wanted to do solo. So the first thing I want to say that I'm thankful for is like the opportunity to be able to have someone who's knowledgeable and someone who's driven. And that's not just to try to glaze him. I'm genuinely thankful because he's helped me a lot in my different areas of our airline and being able to read the contract and just being a really good friend in that sense too. So moving on outside of that, I just think during this time of year, like Scott said, either you're working because you're junior or whatever the case is. I think I'm most thankful for just the actual people who show up and make it all happen because I think a lot of people just kind of assume I'm going to get from point A to point B and not really think about the humans that are involved in those different things. So I know all my family is coming in from across the country, and all those people are basically going to be laying over in Atlanta away from their families doing that kind of stuff. And like that sucks. And I understand that. And what I want to say is that's not always gonna be like that, and for me, I got thankful for having that day off. For Christmas, I actually am not, but what I am thankful for is just the opportunity to come to work and get paid to do what we love to do in that sense, when a lot of people have to go to a job they really do hate on, say, Thanksgiving or on, the day before where their schedule's really limited. So, I mean, at least for us, most of the guys work in our industry, they're pretty passionate, right? And so, at least you have the opportunity to still, make money for your family or for yourself and provide a good income and living for yourself. So that's kind of the first thing I want to mention on is just the people in general. But I don't know, Scott, what do you think?
No, I completely agree. I appreciate your kind words and same thing, man. Like I'm glad we met. I had done another podcast, just an audio only interview podcast in the past and did a few episodes on that and it just never really took off. But, I'm glad I met you because I was looking for a co-host and I'm glad it worked out that we both wanted to do the same thing. And I'm on like you said, John, it's the people you work with that make the holidays, worth it. If if you fly in a crew environment, the little things, bringing little gifts for your crew members. I usually try to, if I have the time and it works out, I'll go like pick up a Costco pumpkin pie and cut it up and
Oh,
give
that's
everybody a
awesome.
little Tupperware, and bring a thing of whipped cream or something. Just those little things, right? It costs you $15 and a little bit of your time on the way to work, and it turns everybody's attitude around. And most of the time, unfortunately, the companies aren't going to do this for us. Hopefully, you work for an awesome company and they do, but reality is they're big corporations, a lot of them, and they're not gonna. And so when you do that for your coworkers, it changes the entire environment during the holidays, and it makes it fun and builds a camaraderie, and those things are important. You know, we can be thankful for the job market in our current lifetime in this career, right? We've come in a very lucrative time of the career that is unprecedented, and it's relatively easier than it's ever been to get to get where we're at our stages of our careers. And so that's something we can all be thankful for. I'm I'm thankful to all those that came before us that made the sacrifices in this industry, that worked through the hardships and the strikes and the mergers and the acquisitions. You know, I come from the 135 and 91 world, and I'm 121 now, so I obviously think a lot more in that line. But all the Alpha guys that that made those sacrifices so that we're able to come in today and make the amazing amount of money we're able to make so early on and have the quality of lives that those guys didn't have initially. And so thank you to you guys who came before us, because without you, we wouldn't be here enjoying the fruits of your labor. And I think everybody should take the time, if you fly with somebody senior, to thank them for that. Another thing, job security nowadays. I mean, with rare exception, right? Like the compared to the history of the industry, it's one of the most, secure times to be in it. Very few failures, very few bankruptcies, very few mergers, all that. So, those are things all to be grateful for. And and just for the field itself, to be able to have a career where the majority of people that we work with are just as passionate, if not more passionate than we are about coming to work and being able to to do something that few people ever get to do. I always make the comment, I could have gone to work today when we're out flying around, because it's like, man, it doesn't feel like I'm at work. I get to go fly a big airplane and see things that most people never see. Like this past week, we had the biggest solar storm in recent history, and everybody that's flying around after dark got to see even in the lower 48, as far south as Texas, the Northern Light show. I come from Alaska, where it you see that every night, but people down here never get to see that. And so it was pretty incredible to be able to tell everybody, "Hey, if you look out the right side of the aircraft now, Northern Lights they're dancing for you." That's so cool. Most people will never get to see the views and the pictures we get. And so those are all things I'm thankful for.
Those are awesome things to be thankful for. I think a couple things that I kind of was thinking about when you were going through those is the mentorship from that older generation. Yeah, I have my own thoughts on a lot of this stuff. You know, I'll save that for another episode. But
Leave the
what I
boomers
love,
alone.
yeah, but what I love is their experience and their willingness to teach. And for me in this, I think everyone in this industry, you have to be able to always accept a teachable moment, right? We do thousands of little things within every single flight, and maybe they're not even calling you out to teach you something. Maybe you're just learning by their action and they're explaining and being open about it. It is so meaningful of how much I've learned in the last year or two, really, last half decade in the airlines. And it's all from mentorship. It's all from dudes going above and beyond and saying, hey, have you thought about doing it like this or whatever? Um, Whatever the case is, those guys are freaking awesome in a lot of those ways. And, they really do care about, they might say some things about younger people, but from the from my experience, they really try to help me out, but I also think it comes from having a good attitude around learning as well. And then another thing I want to mention is I'm really thankful for really good mechanics. Um,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of I don't know why my mortality has been in my mind lately, but I've been thinking, one little bolt has to come off this thing and, mid flight for the whole thing to go down. And I'm going to finish the year with 975 hours of block. And that's a lot of chances for something to go wrong, right? And I just am so impressed in that sense of how amazing their work has been to, you know, the success rate in aviation is not just from pilots, it's from the mechanics as well, making sure they're doing all those inspections correctly. So I just want to give them a shout out as well. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Because without you, I mean, we want to be here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep, yep. Well, we're all in the hotels or at home. They're out there on the ramp in the snow and in the cold, making our airplanes safe and hopefully making them work right. So that's a great point, man. So yeah, we just wanted to get a little podcast out for you guys, a little short one we can throw out on Thanksgiving Day to let everybody know, what we're thankful for, and hopefully get you guys thinking if you have to work or you might be, a little frustrated this time of year that hey, it is a tough time of year to work. We all got to work, on the holidays, but especially if you don't have the seniority, but hopefully we can help you kind of realize there are still things to be thankful for and grateful for.
Can
So,
I mention one more thing I think
yes,
we're both
please.
thankful for? We're thankful for you, the viewer watching it, because without
Yeah.
you, we're not doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. I just
uh,
wanted to say that really quick. We're
we
really
didn't
thankful
forget
for you
about you
guys.
guys.
Yeah, right. We're not just talking to ourselves. So it's been
That's
really
right.
cool over the last almost year to be able to see how our progress has developed and hear every one of your voices. I've flown with three people at my airline for captains that didn't recognize that we were the ones they were listening to for some of the podcasts. And then I had some guy say to me, shout out Ryan. He's like, "Hey, I know you don't know me, but I actually know you." And I was like, "What is he talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, I listen to Autopilot on." And I'm like, "Oh,
That's
like
so cool, man.
it was like, oh my god, we actually have people listening to us."
That's
No,
pretty
but
cool.
yeah, so we're just really thankful, and I just want to say that really quick. Shout out all of you guys, and hopefully we expand our reach even more next year, and we can be thankful for an even bigger audience because we love it. We love be able to give you guys some concrete facts about what's going on and our conversations from the flight deck.
Yeah, 100%, man. Thanks for adding that. I appreciate that. So, yeah, everybody, we wish you a happy Thanksgiving. For those of you that are fortunate enough to be home with your families, congratulations, and we hope you really enjoy it. And for those of you like us, I mean, I'm gonna be out there working. We, just know that, we're all in this together, and it's up to us to try to keep a positive spin, and there are still things to be grateful for and thankful for.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So thanks everybody, and we'll catch you on the next one. Happy Thanksgiving.
See you.